I decided to rank all the Predator movies after rewatching them all, and I found something really, really weird, man. There's a lot of films that have been underrated and thrown under the bus by not only critics, but also fans everywhere, and there needs to be justice for this, okay? I decided to create the most objective tier list of all time, because I rewatched a lot of these films recently. I just disagree with a lot of people. Right now, my credibility could take a massive hit. As someone who's a movie guy on YouTube, a lot of people could just be turned off by everything I say here and denounce me because of this video. Because my list, some parts will be very conventional, but some parts are people are just gonna leave the video. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Zaffy? You need to listen to me." I don't think a lot of critics speak for fans now. I don't believe a lot of them actually say what's on their mind. Well, now with Predator Badlands out, I think we can do the complete list. I've ranked all 9 movies. This is the most objective Predator ranking list you'll see on YouTube. My favorite kinds of movies are ones that I can rewatch, the ones that, in the Predator context, expand the lore and have likable characters. That goes a long way for me. That's a big factor for me when creating the definitive list. Number 9, Predator 2018. Do I even need to say anything? I've made a whole video ranting about this. This movie's a piece of shit. This movie is a flailing, liquid shit. It does have one of my favorite Predators low-key in it. The Fugitive Predator is a goat. His mask design, everything about him, he's a badass. But they ruined him. They made him pathetic so they could put the mutated upgrade Predator in there. They have an autistic kid who's the center point of this movie. And I'm going to be honest. When I rewatched this film, I realized, as much as people give the new Predator movie shit for being a Disney children's movie compared to the rest of the Predator movies, this movie's very Disneyfied itself, even though it's a Fox movie, technically. This is before the merger, but I think this movie feels like a kid's movie, even though it's rated R because of this one plotline. And it's fucking stupid. The fact that the way autism is used, and it's a disgrace to him, this film too, by the way. It's an insult to autistic kids. The upgrade Predator is a steroid-using abomination and is a disgrace to the entire Yaoja canon. Fuck him. Shane Black should never be allowed near this franchise again. Ever. Number 8. AVPR. Now I need to say something about this film. AVPR has hints of greatness. I believe that it has 2 of the most badass characters in the entire Alien Predator franchise combined. And if it was just Wolf's mission, if that was the 1 hour and 30 minute runtime of this movie, it'd be arguably number 1 or at least in the top 3 Predator movies all time. I don't think that can even be argued with. Wolf is a fucking animal. He's a Chad. All the characters are shite. They're from a bad slasher film. But at least bad slasher films have some fun to them, right? There's nothing fun about these characters. They're just pathetic and stupid and unlikable and annoying, and I fucking hate them. Now, there is a Redux cut. I don't know where it is now, but there was a cut that fans made that was like 36 to 40 minutes long. It's just Wolf and his mission, fighting the aliens and fighting the Bradillion. That's like top 3 Predator movies all time. I'm just going to say that right away. Between the bad lighting in the original cut and the shitty characters and a plot that's forgettable, I'm telling you there was hints of greatness here, okay? 36 minutes of greatness. Number 7, Predator Killer Killers. Okay, now listen. I'm not saying Predator Killer Killers is a bad movie. I know I'm putting it on the lower end with these other 2 films. I think it's levels above the 2 films I just mentioned. To be clear, it's a good movie. Now, do I enjoy it as much as the other movies I'm going to put on the list? No, that's why it's here. Great fight scenes. The ninja feudal Japan part is my favorite part of the film. It's fucking awesome. Grendel King is a badass. I love the 3rd act of this film. And I love that it sets up a crossover with the characters we've all wanted to see, right? That being said, I think the characters are mid. There are 3 distinct storylines with 3 distinct characters that lead up to a 4th. Because of that, I don't really resonate with any of these characters. They're not as developed as they could be. I don't care for them. There's a lot of plot armor here because, again, there's 3 distinct storylines. You have to make these characters beat the Predator. Some methods of beating the Predator are better than others, but some are just like, how's that possible? I'm tired of seeing the humans break the laws of reality because they're just the main characters. I'm tired of that. But it's a solid movie. I don't have any hate towards it, and I liked its expansion of the Yaoja lore. I always appreciate that, okay? Number 6. Alien vs. Predator. Don't leave! I think Alien vs. Predator is an enjoyable film that's decent. Yes, it's a B movie, it's a gimmick movie, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's bad. In a world where people are afraid of a female protagonist being a girl boss babe, feminist shit, and all that stuff in a Disney film, AVP had a very, very good female character. And obviously, she's standing in the shadow of Ellen Ripley, so it's impossible to be good compared to her. But still, I think the Lexi character, she was good. She was a good main character. Not most of the characters in the movie are mid, don't get me wrong, but I thought she was good. This shows the first anti-hero Predator collaboration that we've seen in a Predator movie. Pretty fucking awesome. The xenomorph lore might be my favorite. I think this lore is actually in some ways superior to the lore that Prometheus set up, because I love the ideas that Prometheus explored, but the David shit throws a lot of people off. This 100% establishes, one, the xenomorph are ancient beings, and they were used in Yautja blood rituals to make to establish your baby predators as blooded. They need to go through xenomorphs in this pyramid thing. That's awesome. That's an awesome expansion of the lore. No one ever talks about this. And it's so important that it has a badass final fight between the Yautja and the Queen. I genuinely think this movie did everything it had to. And this is not like a I love Freddy vs. Jason, but this is not like a Freddy vs. Jason situation where it's just so over the top and comedic that you don't take it seriously. This film has a serious horror tone despite being PG-13. That's really hard to pull off, especially for a movie called Alien vs. Predator. Number 5. I said what I said, man. People give that movie too much shit. Number 5. Yet again, another underrated film, Predators. Why do people think people say this is the most forgettable Predator film? Because at least Predator 2018 was so bad that it's in your mind forever. I genuinely think Predators 2010 is underrated as shit. Yes, it's a retread of the first film that's not as good. Yes, a lot of the characters are not that great. They're not that developed. They're not that interesting. Adrian Brody's character being the lead, there's not much to him. I agree with that. I think Lawrence Fishburne's character was heavily wasted in this film, and I believe this movie could have benefited from a slightly longer runtime with better pacing. They completely wasted him. He was good in the beginning, but then they could have done so much more with him. But what I will say is this movie did try to do stuff that was different. They had a whole character that had a twist at the end, turning into a full-on psychopath. I mean, you could have seen it coming, but still. You had the bad blood predators. You've added to the Yautja lore by adding them. You had a fight between a bad blood and a classic predator, something we would love to see as Predator fans. I think this movie, overall, through and through, is an enjoyable ride. I mostly liked all of it. I think it does have some rewatchability, despite people complaining about its pacing. I think this is a fine film. I think it's a decent film. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's terrible. It's a decent film. Number 4. So now we're getting into the movies that are very critically acclaimed. Actually, one of them isn't, but we'll get to that. Prey. Now, listen. A lot of people are going to be shocked that this is number 4. But if you know my channel, you know that I do not agree with this being the best Predator film. A lot of critics say it is. False. False. I'm going to give this movie some props right now. It's well directed. It's one of the best directed Predator films in the franchise. Amazing fight scenes. When the Yautja's going off and hunting down and killing these French hunters, it's awesome. It's some of the best Predator action I've ever seen. This was a much needed return to basics after the shit show that was Predator 2018. And again, I will say it again. I think the Yautja in this is a little bit of a bitch boy. But I think he has the scariest, arguably, low-key the scariest design of any Yautja in the franchise. Look at this fucking dude, man. I wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with this motherfucker. Badass. And by the way, the fight between him and the brother in the forest is awesome. The brother had him dead to rights, and if this Yautja didn't go full invisibility cloak, mode, he would have been dead. But upon rewatch, I tried rewatching this, and I found myself kind of wanting to skip to the Predator scenes. And that's not because I have no attention span and I only like action. I'm not that kind of viewer at all. But there's a serious character work problem in this. I think the character work is bad. I think these characters are weak and dull. I think, despite them emphasizing this culture, I think even then they don't delve into it enough. I don't think they make use of its advantages. I don't think the characters are that good, and I don't think the main character is that likable, to be honest. So that means if your character is dull and not likable and has a lot of plot armor, you're really going to get annoyed by certain things that happen in the third act of this film. And that's what happened to me. My suspension of disbelief can remain there if I'm really into a film. The problem is there's a lot of stuff that takes me out of the film with these characters, and I don't believe anything that happens at the end of this is believable. I understand it's a movie, but still, I need to buy that this Predator is getting beaten properly. Remember in Predator 2010 when Adrian Brody started clobbering the main Berserker Predator with the axe and cut its head off? And a lot of people said, and even I said this dude took 10 grenades to the face and walked away. And Adrian Brody, this dude who's 1/5 the size of Arnold, Dutch, is cutting into him this easily, even though he just shot in the chest. He got shot in the chest, I understand. But the believability, like, a lot of people had a problem with it, and even I did. And that was emphasized in year times 10. This woman, Naru, is superhuman. I don't care what anyone says. She ripped off a predator's mandible like it was nothing. She fights 10 men, 20 men without getting tired. She runs and jumps from tree to tree while this predator's chasing her without getting tired. She doesn't even break a sweat. She uses his own technology against him after all it's said and done. It's like she's the perfect warrior. And on top of that, she's not likable. That's the perfect recipe for people to call her a Mary Sue. This is what people don't understand. I don't call this woman a Mary Sue because I'm a sexist. Ellen Ripley is one of my favorite characters of all time, for fuck's sake, morons. I call her Mary Sue because this didn't feel like a kill that made sense in any way. And look, there are a lot of Predator movies where there's a lot of kills that happen that don't make sense, but you can live with it as long as the character is at least likable and well developed, then you can kind of buy it to some degree. This was not one of those circumstances. But even and I will say, the one realistic part of this is she did get a shot off on the Predator's head, and that was actually pretty clever the way she did it. She shot the Predator point blank at the head. So you could say, okay, the Predator took that and then had to fight her. Maybe I can forgive it. I've come to learn that I can forgive it. I think it's a competent film. No doubt about it. I just find myself wanting to skip to the Yauja scenes. This doesn't happen to me with Predator 2010. It doesn't happen to me with the next few movies I'm going to name. It doesn't even happen to me with AVP. I can still regard it as one of the best Predator films, no problem. But to say it's the best, I just don't agree. Number 3. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, because recency bias plus recency hatred, which is another thing. Predator Badlands. Alright, look! It's a Disney film, and it's the most Disney Predator has ever got. It's PG-13, I understand. So a lot of people could find this a disgrace to the Predator franchise. I think the Yauja in this and Naru from Prey have a similar story arc. They're both trying to prove themselves. They're both trying to fight through circumstances with determination and willpower despite being looked down upon by people around them and their own clans, right? Now, granted, I think the Yauja here is done much better. He's a much more interesting character. His circumstances are a lot more severe, granted, but I think he's a way more interesting and likable character as a Yauja. And this movie doesn't have any humans to rotten it all up with their plot armor and bullshit. I love that. It has a synthetic that is kind of human in the way they speak, but there's no fat on this with human characters that are stupid, and there's no bullshit scenes where Yauja are getting killed in a way I don't believe. Thank God, because the Yauja is the protagonist in this. Yes, she will make or break the film for you because she is where the jokes and the family-friendly parts of the movie come in. But if you can look past her, because she bothered me in the beginning, but I got used to it at the end. If you can get used to it and look past it, I think you can like this movie for what it is. And I could rewatch it all day. This has rewatchability. I just made a whole review on it. You can watch that there to know my thoughts on it. But I genuinely think... I don't think it's an amazing movie. I don't think it's great. Some people could say it's great. I didn't love it like crazy. I liked it a lot. I put it similar to a similar level as Prey. But I think it has the lore expansion and the rewatchability put it above. And lore expansion is huge for me, alright? Number 2. People are going to lose their minds. This is the one. I did not do cocaine when making this list. I'm going to do it after. My number 2. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it because it's the truth. Predator 2. Don't leave, okay? Don't leave. The critics got it wrong, man. They shout on this movie. Yes, it's over the top. It's cartoony. A lot of people can't take it seriously compared to the first one. I think this suffers as a result of coming after the first one because the first one is so acclaimed by everyone. But I think if it wasn't for that, I think people would enjoy this movie. King Willie is making this face. He's acting his ass off, and you're telling me this was a shite movie? Fuck no. This movie showcases one of the most brutal Yauja of all time. The shit that this guy's doing, the gore in this film is next level. You want over-the-top gore? You're gonna like this. The crew, the ragtag team of cops in this are awesome. Bill Paxton is hilarious. I do think that some of the characters, including the main one, needed more development, but not in a way where it's like Naru, where she's just boring and unlikable. This guy's not boring and unlikable. He just needs a bit more development. This dude is human, likable, and emotional as fuck. That's what I liked about him. Nobody brings this up. This dude is fucked with by the Predator on a different level. The Yao just playing mind games with him, killing his friends and then repeating their lines to him at their funerals, for fuck's sake. Literally following him around everywhere, just like, bro. It's in a city environment too. I love this movie. And the final fight is long. It's huge. He doesn't easily dispatch this Predator. He doesn't have all the answers to this Yauja. No. They're going from skyscraper to skyscraper, chasing each other down. It's awesome. And the lore expansion is beautiful. They show you a goddamn xenomorph skeleton on the ship. They show you the entire Lost Tribe clan in this. And yes, when he kills the Yauja, I feel like it's earned. Now, you could say, well, is it that much more realistic than what Naru did to the Yauja and Prey? You could argue that it's not. But when I watch it, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I just think there's a lot to be had with a likable character that you care about enough in a badass action sequence. Number one. Do I even have to say it? This is the most conventional aspect of my list. A lot of people might call this movie overrated, for fuck's sake. I don't think this is just the best Predator movie ever made. I think this is one of the best movies of all time. I believe this is actually very over-the-top, too, if you rewatch it. There's a lot of over-the-top, hyper-masculine characters that say the weirdest lines in this. I'm a sexual tyrannosaurus. Like, people say Predator 2 is over-the-top to the point where it's bad. Bro, this is just as over-the-top, low-key. But this movie had the intensity, the direction, the tone, everything was down. The fights, all of it. I've never felt fear for a main character like I did for Arnold, for Dutch in this. In the Prey movie, I don't fear for Naru because I actually think she's going to win. I don't actually believe. And maybe it comes with the times we're living in too. Plot armor maybe wasn't as evident here, but when Naru was fighting the Yaoja at the end of Prey, I didn't think the Yaoja was going to win because she had everything on him in that final fight. In this fight, Arnold, despite everything he throws at the Predator, he's still fucked up until the last minute, where he launches that booby trap. And he didn't even plan it. He just found it. He's like, oh shit, and acted on instinct. It's one of the most realistic Predator kills I've seen. I love it. I love it. That's my list. Sorry, not sorry. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.